to the Craig and Tizz Show.
You're listening to XRP Radio, home of the unsigned and independent musician from across the globe.
Yeah, me too.
I hope you are. This is the Craig and Tizz Show, where we talk a load of balls, show you some weird stuff, and I've made it sound a lot stranger than it actually is.
You did.
We talk a load of stuff about music. We show you some weird stuff not related to music, but you know, YouTube haven't banned us yet, so it can't be that bad. And well, yeah, more stuff and other stuff. I'm going to hear Craig properly now because there's loads of noise happening, so I need to hear you in my ears.
Looking at a construction zone or something, or
no, I just got that excited. My breathing is louder than my headphones sitting on my microphone stand, which is not where they should be. There is a topic tonight, Rekka. See, I told you. Even though we don't need one, some people do come for the topic.
They just want to see if we actually were able to come up with something different.
Oh, I mean, it's something that we've mentioned in shows before, and we've talked about it specifically relating to more deadline stuff. Whereas this time we flipped it on its head, and we're talking about basically when you finally get that goddamn day off, or you've planned into your day, like, oh, when I get back from work, when I get back from school, when I get back from somewhere, I will be sitting and making music or doing this craft project or whatever it may be, finishing my album artwork. And you sit home and you have your dinner and you click on the TV. And then after that, it's the getting, well, for me, actually, yeah, get home, have dinner, check the TV on, and it's the getting up after that TV moment when you're sitting down almost in the overwhelmment of, well, where do I start? Sometimes when you pre-plan music, you're not really going around all day humming tunes, and then you sit down and go, right, I've got it all up here, let's go. And annoyingly, you're humming tunes to yourself at 4 a.m. in the morning when your wife won't let you go downstairs and make lots of sounds.
Yep.
Or annoyingly, and I've had this. Craig's a big shower music man. I can't do it too much because I'll hum it in the shower whilst I'm just thinking, and then I get out, dry myself, get dressed, sort all that, and then I'm thinking, have I got my phone? Have I got this? Have I got that? And then I'm like, what was the tune again?
Where I'm lucky with that is that it's never actual music. It's concepts. It's titles or words. So that's easier. I never get melodies in the shower.
Yeah,
so
but like,
that works.
How do you actually get stuff? Doom scrolling that see, I mentioned that in the post as well. Yeah, doom scrolling's a killer. I quite often like, I'll just watch 5 minutes, or Cat will sell me, ALC will send me a reel, like something funny that has relevance to our relationship or something like that. Or it might even be like she's seen an advertisement for, there's a circus in town, I sent her that earlier. And he was like, look, there's a circus, should we go to the circus? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, so what do you actually think about it? And she's like, oh, I forgot, I've gone 20 reels down from there. Like, is this ADHD deliverance of content, as we call it, paralyzing our own creativity? Who knows? We've gone into a slightly different topic than I anticipated there. But yeah, lots to be said about a lot of it. I know me and Craig have mentioned, well, I mean, I've had Craig on the virtual phone. Well, the actual phone, I guess it is these days. Almost being like, I'm useless. Music is shit. Everything. I can't create anything. I can't get off my ass. I get up, I put my guitar in my lap, and then I'm like, fuck it, YouTube.
Yeah.
apart from, honestly, Craig rarely says fuck it until I get really riled up, and then he'll say something really out of place, and it's a shock to us all. It's quite fun.
That's I really enjoy doing that, actually.
I sometimes feel like Craig has a pre-programmed Oh, why kind of off? It's here. It's Ofcom, but is it the what's
I'm
your
working blue.
no
working
no
blue.
no? I'm thinking of like what's the censorship TV censorship people over there.
Gosh, I can't think of that.
I feel like
ASCAP.
it's ASCAP. Well, not ASCAP. Like the people that like you're like, oh, you can't say this before 7 a.m. on TV.
Just censors.
Censors. But that's why I feel like you've got a censorship chip in your brain, and like you allow yourself like one fuck per show.
That would be exhausting.
You drop it dramatically.
Yeah. It's all about pacing, Well, it's kind of still. I mean, we are on like a public media platform. I mean, is it okay for us to be cussing every other word? I mean, there could be small children in the house. I don't know. I don't think that's where our program is being beamed out to. Actually,
do you remember? Why can't I think of his name now? Do you remember we once had a very, very, very dirty rap about that was like based on SpongeBob a while ago?
I don't actually.
Do you remember it? It was filthy. It was very sexual, but it was all like lots of innuendos from SpongeBob. And there was a point where we were playing it, and K. Michael Joseph was listening, and he was actually
KMJ
on holiday outside by the pool with his phone next to him, blasting out, listening to XRP radio, enjoying his vacation. And this track came out, and it is like hyper sexual. It's fun. It's funny because if you've watched SpongeBob and you get the relevance and whatever.
Yeah.
It is a bit shocking at points, but it is very funny the way that is used a lot of innuendo just from one cartoon to do it. But yeah, that is a thing that happens. And what we should have on XRP radio, instead of being like overly censored, because what's the fucking point? Just to prove a point. But is a warning that says, if you are listening to this out loud on a speakerphone, please look for anyone under the age of 18 in your near vicinity.
If you're like on a crowded bus or something coming home from work or a train, you might want to turn it down or put your headphones in, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, like,
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think the way that stuff works, I mean, especially for guys, like when I used to work, right? I work like with a lot of engineers and contractors,
I've got to stop you right there because like we said a lot of stuff in that last period. And from the moment you've started till now, you haven't given me any context to what that works is. So this could be anything from sexual music, and you just said, and that's why it works on men. And I'm like, where are we going here? And then you said, I know a lot of engineers, and I'm like, where are we?
No, I'm saying when you're with the guys, right? It's this, shit, that.
Right, okay.
That's guy talk, okay?
That makes a lot more sense.
That's what I was getting to, because that's how guys talk.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's right or wrong, you're with the fellas.
That's getting confirmed.
What it is.
I thought we were leading up to Craig's weird moment that I mentioned earlier.
I didn't mention anything about sheep or lingerie or household appliances or none of that stuff. So you're fine. Don't worry about it. We're good. Yes?
My concern is how in any way could any of those be considered? Well, I mean, I can see sheep specifically.
You didn't work where I worked, man. I'll leave it at that. All right. Anyway, moving swiftly onward.
I didn't know you worked at the real life Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Well, the worst part, I was going to say something there, but I get in trouble. Anyway, moving ahead.
Right? Should we stop? Should we play a track? Should we reconvene at the actual topic, which is seemingly procrastination, which has hit a resonance with Wrecker and hopefully other people?
Apparently, yes. This first song today is "Where Next" by Jules. Hey,
good fucking question, Jules.
Pretty. Well, the part was I was going to say next. I used to work in a school with these guys, so that might not have been appropriate. But of course, there weren't children around when we talk like that. This is good jazz here, baby. want to write something like this.
That is weird, man. Like, just like as soon as I saw Rekka's comment, I don't watch telly. I heard it in my head in that kind of. No, I don't watch telly. I don't watch TV. And like,
I don't play games.
It's got a lot of negative. Like, you hear a lot of people like, I don't have a TV in my house, kind of thing. Like, it's a bit of a not to be a dick about this, but it's a bit of a veganism, you know what I mean? But TV,
Yeah.
I don't let my old kids watch TV. I just give them an iPhone, tablet, a laptop in their room. Like,
right? I know. Well, that's parenting now too, man. I don't understand. These young parents now, your kids can't have sugar, they can't watch TV, they can't be exposed to media. You got to limit their screen time. My God, my kids had none of these restrictions, and they came out reasonably fine.
I think what I look at is like, am I wrong in saying that I'm not far off your kid's age?
Yeah, Heather's 36 and Jacob's 4 years younger.
So there we go. So yeah, I'm I'm 1 year older. So what I found about my generation is we were very slowly introduced to the internet purely by luck. So when I was really young, like, the internet was super expensive. Like, not because my parents wanted to monitor me, but we had AOL internet, and like, it cost us money to by minute, like, 10p per minute on it. So I put a pound in a box and I could play a bit of computer online. So like, it was very limited, and as I grew up, my ability to connect to it grew up almost. So when I went to school, it was a laptop for every kid program. But even then, like, it wasn't fast, it wasn't fantastic. So like, when you're a kid and everything isn't absolutely instant, and you have 60 minutes of internet time, you use that really fucking wisely to find the cheat codes for your game and to do very specific things, feed your Neopets or whatever. Now it's so fast and crazy, and you get access to it from like 10 years old these days. And you go on Facebook. I've started finding, you go through Facebook, you're half watching a video. I don't know if you've ever seen these videos, but it will say skip forward to 25 minutes for the actual video. And you skip forward, and it's a porn. It's porn. Yeah. It's straight up, and it's like, holy like, so, and if we've got access to this, the kids that have pretended to be 14 years old or whatever your country's law is on Facebook or social media, have access to that, and unknowingly to them, skip to the real video in 25 minutes. What kids not going to skip forward? Exactly. It's not being labeled as pornography, and they skip forward, and they, so like, you do, like, a lot of my generation that are now the parents of today look back at it almost as in like, well, we had phones, we had this, and we're not bad, so why should it must be a parenting thing? And it's not, because we grew up with it, so it feels like we had it way back then, because we had a phone way back then, but it was a Nokia 3310.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean? So we're looking at it, a technology that we were using at that age, but in no way did it have the speed, instant connection, and also the dark, sordid areas that it had when we were kids. You're right. I think that's the craziest thing about the internet today. People often turn around and go, well, I let my kids roam free on the internet. It's like, yeah, but there wasn't all this horrific shit on the internet. And even if they did go and download stuff like that, the amount of time you gave them on the internet wasn't enough for them to download it anyway.
Not back then. Not those speeds.
So and again, like, big computer monitors over little phone screens. Like, the computer that we had was in the living room in the corner. Like, I couldn't hide what I was doing.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
even if your parents weren't looking, knowing that stopped me from doing things. Like, I can be honest, like, I wanted to do many things with that computer, but I did not, because I knew for a fact that all my dad needed to do was stand up.
Yeah.
Whereas now, you've got your kid in their room on their tiny little screen with headphones, completely free to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And honestly, these kids are smart and they can search on the internet. It takes them about 5 seconds to find out how to get through a parental screen lock and whatever.
Right.
Anyway, that was very jazzy.
I know, right?
That's such a massive parental conversation there. About like,
we are having a massive parental conversation.
Yeah, we linking the idea of like doom scrolling and what we consume these days is so weird. I said to Craig, I said in the chat box that TV became this kind of negative stigma to watch. Oh, you've got a TV in your eye. I remember, I can't remember who it was, but I very, very distinctly remember someone turning around and going, well, you know how everyone else's house is like arranged around the TV. Well, we don't do that. And I never went to the house. I wondered what that actually meant, because it's like, what, do you have just a sofa behind another sofa with a chair on the side or something? Like, realistically, no matter if the TV's there or not, you're going to arrange it in some kind of circular format so you can speak the fuck to each other. But who knows? The stigma was really weird with that. And then for us to all kind of, because it was always negative, like TV rots your brain and TV does all this bad stuff and blah, blah, blah. And we've all gone, yeah, we don't have TVs. We just leave our kids in their rooms with a tiny screen and access to the entire world in
the palm of their hand.
Yeah. Crazy stuff.
I know. No, man, for me it's YouTube, man. At my house, that's what Connie and I watch probably 95% of the day is fucking YouTube, and I do like doom scrolling YouTube style. I get videos like, here's some of the best nuclear bomb scenes in movies, or here's the best end of the world scenes in movies, or here's what happens after you die, or it's all this end of everything suggestions for me in the algorithm.
Like the good thing, I didn't get too bad on YouTube, and I'm still not, because of the way it's formatted on the phone, I think, which is a good thing. I remember if I'm sitting down at a desktop or with it like on the TV, you just constantly like on the side you've got things that are like this, or if you like this, you might like this, and you'll go, right, well, okay then, click. Well, okay then, click. And then 10 hours later, I think at least with YouTube, you kind of like the way it loads up, and you're very obvious about the length of the video that you're watching, and that tends to pop up every now and then. And a lot of YouTubers have a moderately similar format of the show. They do have their little weird ad break in the middle and etc. So you don't, I think like Facebook Reels can be really dangerous from the fact that, like, especially the format that is now, if you go through like the big block ones, then you get a load of 15-second videos and you kind of get your head around that. My biggest problem is scrolling down, 1 minute video, 1 minute video, 1 minute video, 28-minute video, and I'm still thinking, oh, this is only a 1 minute video, and then I've lost my day.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible. I mean,
representation to watching TV means taking a nap. I like that.
It's something. He's not wrong. We're exactly the same thing, man. I mean, we'll get back in the morning. We have a routine, right? We get up, we go to the gym. We try to go 5 days a week during the week, and get back home, take a shower. And 9 times out of 10, we put YouTube on, fall asleep, right? Because you worked hard, you're tired. It makes sense. But for me, and YouTube is so silly, is I always watch it. Well, Tizz and ALC know this. I generally wrap up each night watching YouTube back in my game room, which is kind of like my media room, man cave, or whatever. And I'll start watching something back there, and it's like I have all these movies I can watch, right? Physical media. I have all these games I can play, physical media. But I get so just engrossed in going video to video on YouTube that's all I do. I can't be bothered to get up and put a disc in a machine or a cartridge. I said, oh no, the next video looks really cool, and I keep going. And that's been one of the worst things for me in terms of being creative, but I do every day try to block out some time where I stop watching TV with my wife and I force myself to go downstairs in the studio and do something, even the most minor housekeeping thing down here on the laptop, on the computer, excuse me, or whatever, something different to get me off that chair, and get me down here. Otherwise, you're just going to sit there all day and veg out.
Yeah. And it's easier and easier to do that. More. I think the worst thing is having like, oh, I've just got 30 minutes. What shall I do with it?
Oh yeah.
The 30 minutes before I've got to go. I'm one of those people that like I get ready and then I pretty much pace until I go out. Like I can't settle. Like Cat Hazy, because she's very much like an in the morning. Oh, let's get ready and everyone have breakfast. I want to like wake up 5 minutes before I have to go to work. Roll out of bed, put my clothes out. No wastage of time there. Maximize the sleep. There you go.
Yeah, that's what I used to do too. It got harder too back when I was gigging, because on the weekends, man, you go to bed like 4 o'clock in the morning, right after you get done with the show, and tearing down all the gear and bringing everything home, then taking a shower like at 2 o'clock in the morning, right? Because you're a wreck from the gig, and that messes your sleep all up too.
I've always been impressed by bands that, and I presume there's probably some clever logistics planned, but bands that are very constantly touring, gigging, whatever, and constantly making music whilst they're at, like, how are you making the music whilst you're getting? That's impossible, man. When you're doing like typically you're at least if you're on a tour as well, you're doing your Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
Yep.
At least, like, where'd you find the time? And then you come back from the gig and you're about to release a new album. Like, whoa! But the gig itself was your latest album release gig. Like,
yeah. Well, but that has changed so much now too with the technology. All those guys roll with like little portable studios or like on a laptop in their hotel room or on the tour bus, and they're writing there because you can now with the laptop thing you can record anywhere. I mean, that's not a problem.
This comes to a point of procrastination, but not where I initially come from. So sometimes I feel like the easiness of starting up your studio these days has actually led to using it less or worse, I guess. So like back in the day, right, when you had to pull out all the mics, plug them in, warm up your desk, warm up your speakers, your computer took a while to load. If you're going further back, load up your reels, load up your tape, plan your project, whatever. When you finally sit down and actually get pen to paper and mics to instruments, you want to use that time really well because it's taking you all of this time to get ready and prepare. Especially if you're in the smaller housing or especially early bands when you're still living with your parents, you can't leave an entire recording situation set up in your own house. Your time's limited, so you really use it. Whereas now, when quite a lot of people might even start their recordings on GarageBand on their phone, and they've got a guitar in the corner, sometimes I'll do it in a bit, I'll do it in a bit later. Oh, that's easy. That's easy. One of my biggest problems, I remember at school with education, like I'd have an assignment due, some coursework due, whatever it is, and I'd want to do other stuff, and I'm like, oh, I can do that in a couple of days, and it'll be a couple of days before, and like, no, I can do it in a day and a half, and it'll be, I can do it in about 3 hours, and then it would be like 2 o'clock in the morning the night before, and they're like, I can do it on the train to school. Like, actually, like I've done that a lot.
Yeah, and then once you get to it, you go, oh, this is actually going to take a lot longer than what I thought.
And until my very final years of college, I was very successful in blagging it, and I think it was to my detriment because my final years of college suddenly become really difficult.
Yeah, I suppose. I think the worst one is when you start, like you said, hooking up all the cords, patch cables, whatnot, and then once you have it all hooked up and ready to go, you realize that the idea you had in your head really isn't going to work anyway. Then you go, oh shit. Now, I mean, you had some grand concept, right? But once you actually sat down and physically tried to realize it, you're like, this isn't the same thing I was thinking, And now
I'd also say I'd also say ideas in themselves are a little bit loose, weirdly. So, like with this ability just to pick up your phone and record your guitar, 30-second samples and that. I know people that have got like libraries of thousands of riffs on their phones or their
Oh
little
yeah,
recording
I got
devices
a
and
bunch
stuff
of them.
like that.
Right.
And they quite often never get listened back to and delve into the depths of hell. Whereas back then, when you had your full studio set up and you recorded a riff that you thought was nice, I guess you kind of felt like, let's see how far we can take this, because we're here now. We've recorded the guitar and the drum riff. We need to go further. Especially as a solo musician, where quite often when you're producing, a lot of the ideas come out on the fly. Like,
oh yeah,
I would say 90% of solo producers, recording artists, songwriters, like sit down at the studio with a piece of paper on their side and go, this is a bass, this is a guitar, this is exactly how it's all going to go. I'd say, I mean, well, I've never done that myself. I've only ever done that like when the whole band's together and we've done all the bits, and it's more of a recording list of like, we know the whole song, so we'll record the drums first, we'll record the guitar second,
right.
And it's more of the recording process. But as a single solo person, it's majoritively, let's experiment. I have a cool riff. Let's press buttons.
Yeah, you get that. You go for the happy accident. You know, I actually, when I do a multi-track recording down here, I have a track list where I have all 32 tracks. I have, you know, drums here, bass here, first guitar, second guitar, acoustic, whatnot. That way I can keep track when I'm mixing, at least, where everything is. You know, it's very, very beneficial to do that. You know,
definitely having a process and labeling when it comes to the recording process in itself. But like, I would say that probably 0% of the time, unless it was just one layer of guitar and one layer of vocals, you sat down at the studio and went, I need to record this, done.
Oh yeah, sure.
And it's always been, I'll record this. What will it sound like if what is it? Shall I put some drums on it? No. Oh, that synth sounds good. We'll put that on it.
Yep. Over here in my studio, we call that throwing everything against the wall and seeing what sticks. that's our analogy.
That's 90% of my musical creations.
But it's kind of funny. Like the newest thing I'm working on right now is actually inspired just by a synthesizer patch. I was going through Omnisphere and just going through like piano, like Rhodes things. And I hit this one patch. It sounded really atmospheric. And I just played the simplest little riff on the keyboards. And I go, this is really cool. This could be something. So sometimes just a good patch will inspire you, you know?
I think when it comes to procrastination, sometimes the inspiration can be overwhelming, and that's what doesn't get you to the table.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, you know me, man. I go from no inspiration at all to all of a sudden this fucking avalanche hits me. You know, I got to hang on. I got to write all this shit down. You know, it's kind of, you can't predict it. You know, I mean, you know how it is. You know, the whole thing. You know, you got to listen to the muse, right? You know, inspiration is not something you force. It just happens. You know. Yeah. I learned that a long time ago, man. Because right now I'm pretty much on a high on doing stuff right now. But man, like, you know, a month ago, I was clueless. You know, that Easter song still pisses me off because I put it out and here's ALC. Well, this is just Captain Midnight. I go, what? So I listened to the end of Captain Midnight. Sure as shit, it's the same chord progression. I'm like, okay, so now I'm at the part where after making I've released like 145 songs, I'm plagiarizing myself.
But I mean, bear in mind, Craig, that I have 8 pieces of music that are amongst my like properly more released pieces of music that all use the exact same chord pattern.
You always tell me that. I know.
So like I debate that. I think it's how you use it and how you hide it. That's important. Your difficulty is you are predominantly a singer-songwriter and guitarist, and you have a favorite selection of guitar tones and a favorite selection of vocal tones. So if you're going to do something in a typical, like when I reuse the same things, one's electronica, one's dubstep, one's jazz, one's folk, you know, so you kind of hide behind it. That one, unfortunately, I think it wasn't just a similar chord pattern. It was a similar strumming pattern, a similar
Oh,
sound
yeah.
of the guitar.
Yep.
But is that a negative? You know, can you get away with? There's no rules. There's no rules.
No,
I'm pretty sure that some sneaky bastard out there has made a whole double-sided album with a free extra CD sample that's all in C major and no one's ever noticed.
Well, I know I've told you before that the entire album of Cluckzilla is in A.
There we go.
Clucky is all in A, the whole damn thing.
There we go. The majority of my music is either in E or C minor because it's funkin' E or C minor.
Yep. Because for me, it's easier to do like open chords and stuff down there, like on that second fret. So everything's off of a D, a G, or a E.
I always say that, especially in rock bands, but in the majority of music, the only reason why you need to change the key is for the vocalist.
Yeah. Oh God. No.
Occasionally certain instruments cannot get into certain ranges. I will understand that, but like harmonica did it the right way by just making a harmonica for each key, so you can't have a problem.
Damn right.
Or
learn how to use a capo.
Yeah, there's times where it's like walking around the city. The way it's played is like it uses the whole neck, so you can't transpose it down in that specific way that I play it.
Yep.
So, but I can't reach the high notes anymore. I'm not like I made and recorded that when I was 15, so I could do the falsetto notes.
Yeah, you got a real good subject going there. I mean, this we're going to talk about this later on in the show, but this new project I have with my friend Jim Elander, the Ancient Ones, he is 70. I have 69. We can no longer sing like how we used to back when we were 25 and 26. That range is gone. It's just raspy now, so we've really had to, work on keys that we can still do. We at least sing the songs, not as powerfully or as well, or every now and then, this is the first mention of the evil AI in this show. Sorry, but we'll have that sing it for us because we can't hit those notes there, but we can put the melody into it, but that's going to sing it much more clearly than we can,
See, this it's really funny. I was kind of hoping we didn't even say AI in this show, but I had something that I saw earlier on social media that epiphanises it's exactly what you just said.
Yep.
So we'll start off with the musician side. So you were the world's best guitarist, violinist, singer. You had serious skill, but say you get into your old age, a violinist's fingers become arthritic.
Yep.
Or a singer's vocals become dry, or whatever it is, right? Now, that person's still writing and making music and using their skills to create that music, right?
Correct.
Fair enough. Now, with the addition of AI, they can feed their actual sounds that they've created by their style into the AI, and then they can feed in the notes that they've made to create the song into the
melody. Exactly.
And that will spit out a representation of what they wanted to create. It's their style, their sound, etc. All of that, right? It's and they release that and they make money of that. Is fair enough, right?
Yeah.
Athlete. Runner, 100 meters runner, now in their 70s. They can't run, legs are broken, but they have serious skill. They know exactly how to make every single step, what speed to do it at, how to breathe whilst they're doing that. So they're given bionic legs that do exactly that. Right. Fair enough. They go to the Olympics, gold medal. Fair enough or not?
I think it's I guess it's fair.
You think a 70-year-old past his prime with bionic legs going to the Olympics and winning a gold medal, it is fair?
Well, shit.
Yeah, you see where I'm going?
That's one of, I mean, this is so funny we're going down this road, because I even said to my wife this morning, driving around the store and whatnot, I want to have a show where you don't mention AI, It seems like it always somehow
It was
creeps
your
in.
fault this time, not mine.
It is. I know. I'm sorry, but I really got kind of dumbstruck when I was in a conversation on Facebook about this subject. And this one girl popped in and she said, I'm a guitar player, but with an accident, I have lost 3 fingers on one hand and 2 on the other. And with this, I can still put in my music and it will generate wonderful guitars for me. And, who's to say that I can't use this as a tool to make up for my injuries?
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, she's absolutely right on for me.
But like I mean, it's the grand scheme of the entire world, and it's fairness somewhat gone a little bit wild. But so, like, how do I put this? If let's think of something sensible.
On this show,
I'm trying hard. If you had no hands and repetitive seizures, it's not sensible for you to be a surgeon.
True.
If you, in this day and age, if you had, I don't know how fair it would be, but if you had full bionic legs, you would still probably be placed into the Paralympics.
Mm-hmm.
That's not to say anyone is better or worse than anyone else, but you have to approach some of it with some kind of common sense. No, I like the idea of, I think for personal reasons and therapeutic reasons, the ability of what you said for that girl to be able to see her creations come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite cool. And whilst I agree with what James has just said, for disability access, there are quite a lot of things, you can write music and have machines play it, but isn't that exactly what's happened with AI? She's wrote the music, she's created a sound, she's a guitarist, right. She just has an accident and can no longer use her hands to play that, so she's got Suno or whatever to play it instead. Why is that so different to a sequencer playing it instead? I agree that, but I am also very, very, very strong on the fact that legitimate talent, if someone can move their fingers really fast up and down a fretboard or blow in a specific way down a tuba or whatever, that should be celebrated. And if people can't do that, that is a shame. But, people with no hands shouldn't be surgeons. Sorry. You probably shouldn't hire a blind person to do the CGI for the next Matrix film. There's certain things that unfortunately, I'm kind of unhealthy and fat. I shouldn't be a fireman.
Yep.
I have seizures, so I shouldn't be solely responsible for unwell people in an emergency. I shouldn't be a swimming instructor.
Yeah, well, for sure.
And there's certain things, there's a certain level of entitlement, unfortunately, even with fellow epileptics that I've seen, because there's certain people who turn around and go, well, if I want to be a swimming teacher, I can be a swimming teacher, and the swimming pool should have a person to save me if I have a fit to facilitate me to be a swimming instructor. Thank you very much.
There you go.
And it's like, well, yes, it's all good to have a completely fair place where everyone has access, but also that swimming pool is probably funded by a local council and is a business and can't hire 2 people to do one job, especially when the second person is probably going to cost more than the first person, because they have to be specially trained to sort out an epileptic who's having a seizure in water. So, certain, I think you have to kind of approach your disability with some kind of, let's be fair to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
It's like that world's gone mad situation of certain places have they've given themselves a percentage to hit of either minorities or disabilities to have hired to the company. And there's situations where you legitimately go to a job interview for like a tree surgeon, and because they're under percentage, they've hired the one person with no legs. I mean, that's an extreme, but
Right.
you know, see where like forced submission to fairness is in my personal opinion slightly counterproductive. You know, because it gets to the point where and you see it like oh, my dog's created music and the dog barks into an AI machine and a whole track comes out. Oh, well, a dog can't play a guitar, so it's got to be fair that they can create music too. And you go to the extremes of like people a little bit too into the communication. But I did see a thing that some women had taken too seriously, that their husband in a coma could communicate through his pulse and he could change his pulse, and she was absolutely sure he was like, he'd made up his own Morse code setting in pulse. Wow. And he wrote a book with it, and it's like, that sounds really exciting on paper, but come on.
That's pretty amazing. Yeah. You know, I just realized this is a really deep conversation for this show.
We should probably play a piece of music and get on some.
We better do. We have to get back to being silly and what's the word? Is it irreverent or irrelevant? What are we?
Both.
We're one of those. Like, yeah, we're one of them. Anyway, here's a song. This is "Man in Love" by Arcane, Montane.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're not fucking. We're not fucking PhDs here, man. You know. See, what I don't want to have to do is I don't want to have to now justify, you know, I mean, now when we release a song, right, and it has like a little bit of AI, do we have to like announce that now so people know, well, this was this and this was real and this wasn't, just so that they know? It doesn't even matter. Does anybody really give a shit? Oh, here's a really cool song. All right, great. You know?
Again, I don't think the issue has ever been on the song or its creation or how much has been used in what way at all. Like my opinion has always been there has to be a human musical element to it.
I totally agree. I said that's it.
Typing in prompts, no. Like make me rock song with Jesus in, no.
Now I said to Connie today, I said, no, I really can't speak for you, but I said, I think Tizz and I are on the same page, which is if you're just going to take a program and just write a prompt into it and hit return, we don't like that idea. But if you're a musician and you've like put a riff into it or your lyrics into it or you've sung into it or you've actually input something you created into it, you've like embellished that or edit it somehow, I'm okay with that because that's using it as a tool to augment what you're doing. I'm all right with that.
I mean, it's like, do you remember the musical tool Sibelius? It was like a note writing.
Yeah,
tool.
Sure. And it was notation software.
You pop in all in the notes, so you say like C D A as a violin, play, and it'll go da da da, and there you are. They didn't go da 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 because that's not C D A. Sorry, everybody. I am actually quite musical, but I didn't really say that. But you know what I mean.
I do.
You know, is that really different to typing play CDA in minutes in a violin into a thing?
Right.
So that's not so much where I'm at. The fear is the biggest fear is an algorithm, a computer algorithm really gets in depth to mainstream media current tastes. And without any human element, could just start shitting out a track you don't even input. It just keeps smashing out stuff that's current trends.
Yep.
You're listening to XRP Radio. That was Man in Love, Arcane, Montane. We side-saddled as always into the AI discussion, and we got heavy as well.
We did.
But there you go. Yeah, I mean, the quick wrap up of AI in a nutshell, somewhat for me, is for that, you know, to not have it completely machine orientated. Like I hasten to say, like, if you're an electronica producer, right, and you want a square plus saw wave synthesizer, so you go to your synthesizer and you in effect tell it to go square wave and saw wave.
Yep.
and you've selected those, you have put an input into a computer program for what you want. Now, is me selecting a square and saw wave by turning a knob really different? And I'll put this to you, because in Logic Pro on Macs now, there's a little spotlight tool where I could type in square and saw wave and hit enter, and the exact thing that I wanted pop up. So why is me doing that in Logic, typing in square and saw wave enter, and that popping up different for me typing into an AI unit, I want a square and saw wave enter? And why is me clicking the notes as an input, as an input into the computer, or typing on a keyboard the notes as an input into that computer, different to me going to Sonos and saying C, G, A, saw wave, synth, enter?
Yeah.
Why is that really any different? Composition is still composition at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking to myself, how far back do you want to take this whole conversation? I mean, we can talk about, as a guitarist, right? I can talk about amp modeling, right? I can talk about simulations, all that kind of, well, it's not the real thing, but it's a computer program saying, but we can take this conversation 1,000 different directions.
I think it is quite cool to know that realistically, to get the best out of it, you should have some knowledge in the area that you've got to use. Like if you were not a synth designer in any way, and in your head all you had was like, if you didn't know what a saw wave was, what a sine wave was, you have to approach it with some kind of musical knowledge. That's somewhat heartening as it stands at the moment. But yeah, my fear is just loads of people just typing into make me rock. It's the simple commands, and I somewhat feel like there should be the opposite of Twitter, as it were, a character limit, but a minimum of how much you have to input to get something out of AI. If you're creating graphics, if you go to ChatGPT and go make me an image, it should say, well, use image-based language. How many pixels do you want it? What shades do you want it? Do you want aliasing and that kind of stuff? And then not only on one side is it restricting anyone that's just going, make me things, and then they upload it to something to sell it, or it gets into mainstream charts or whatever. Instead of stuff like that just happening like that, they're not turning people away, but they're encouraging people to go and learn about that thing.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Main problem with that is that's not the model that AI works on, because AI works on you inputting everything into it that it doesn't know yet.
It does. I mean, man, when you're talking about, different waves and stuff, I remember buying, like the Korg MS-20 or something, and they actually have to have the owner's manual, right? And it would say, this is what an envelope filter is. This is what pulse width modulation is. You had to learn all that stuff out of a book, Now it's just crazy, but that's how it was back in my day.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got to bear in mind, the first time someone plugged a guitar into an amp, people were like, what is this?
Was ist los?
Yeah. I think the important thing is what you purport. This is it, actually. This is it. What you purport yourself to be. Now, if you're one weird little masturbating gremlin in a shed with a computer, don't turn around and go, this is the big band.
Yeah.
Craig Allen Hecht, don't turn around and go, this is showing off my saxophone skills. If you purport to be a guitarist and singer-songwriter, always put yourself out as a guitarist and singer-songwriter. And this is just a safety thing for everyone out there. Then when you turn around and go, oh, I just used loops for my drums, people won't be like, oh, you fooled us, you bad man. You turn around and go, I'm a guitarist, I'm not a drummer, so I'll play a guitar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that's it. That's a big important thing.
I agree. I mean, I'm trying to remember. I mean, back when I first started writing and recording original stuff, I never really, how did I put that? I never really said, well, here's a band. That's all me.
Yeah.
I just said, here's me, and everything else I either recorded myself or I put loops up or something, you know.
Yeah. I
So,
think that's as long as you approach it with the right mentality and you're not trying to fool everyone. But I mean, the problem is there's certain people out there that are like, this is their introduction to music. So it's not that like they legitimately think they're good songwriters because they can type into these AI things. Like they haven't
Yeah.
had to ever sit down with a guitarist and a drummer in the same room and try hash out a whole song from scratch. And realistically, that kind of music making isn't obviously popular these days. Lots of single or boy bands or more pop electro acts out there. Very little full bands getting in the charts, and even those full bands now, quite often they're more performance. But you know, like OK Go, who did their whole treadmill thing, and it's more on their performance and the music that's behind it. Honestly,
Yeah.
or they're that synthetically heightened that the band can, you know, the drummer can get up and jump off the stage in the middle of the song and get off. So
Yep. Very true.
yeah, that basically.
I'm trying to get back to the original topic. We were talking
Procrastination. We were.
Yeah, procrastination.
I think we've procrastinated long enough to the brand new song that's been out of Icebox Studios. Do you see what I did there?
Look at you, Mr. Segway. Wow. Well, I'll mention a little bit about this. This is from the forthcoming album, the first album by the Ancient Ones, which is the lovely Craig Allen Hecht with the ever-talented Jim Elander. It's a two-man band. And it's just two old guys having a lot of fun, basically. But the album will be dropping this Friday. It is called The Ancient Ones. And this is a little teaser track for you guys. This is called Tai Chi.
No, it is a teaser.
135, I think.
Keeps telling me I got something that will set you free. The answer to your problem is Tai Chi. It has nothing to do with what you eat, and for sure it's not about how you sleep. Wait, nah, that's an easy problem to beat. All coming from some Asian guy named Pete. Tai Chi, save my body and soul. Come lift me up from this dark hole. It looks so easy to rip myself out the belly roll. I'm counting on your shore. Hope you ain't an internet troll.
Very dramatic.
I got my
It is.
back in a tiny bun, sitting on the beach in the sun. It all feels just heavenly. Women walking by whispering, he's 70.
There you go.
Very dramatic.
Yeah, ain't it cool?
It is cool. It is cool. I'm liking the kind of Middle Eastern vibes.
Yeah, I really wanted that. It has like Japanese koto in there and some samisen and some taiko drums. Those big big Japanese drums that bang out with the logs and stuff. But yeah, see, now I'm not going to go into, well, how did they make that? I could, you want to talk about nuts and bolts.
Make me a song that has some
make me a
Japanese
song.
things in it, please.
No, actually, well, I'll pull back the curtain a titch. All guitars by Craig, all lyrics by Elander, and the rest is all artificial augmentation.
Artificial augmentation. I like it.
Yes. So that was a lot of fun. You could do a lot of really cool stuff. But the album though, when it comes out Friday, it goes everywhere, man. There's metal. There's like you've heard that one song that I released, that dogs probably shouldn't drive cars. Yeah, that's on that album. This is pop piano. That's all my lyrics and stuff, and that's cute, so it covers all kinds of different styles. So I'm looking forward to you guys hearing it, but that'll be everywhere on Friday. I'll put it up on XRP as well. So yeah. So cool.
So James asks, the singer is awesome. How did you find them? Now because you said lyrics by
Jim.
Yep. Are vocals by Jim?
Originally, it's his voice, but it's
not.
It's not him singing.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
The plot thickens.
Oh, you should have seen yesterday. He sent me a couple tracks where now Suno samples your voice. Like you take a microphone and stuff, but he started doing different timbres with his voice, like roughing it up. You know, like it's spitting that back out now. You know, you can do a falsetto or whatever you want to do, and it uses that as a basis for what it's going to generate. You know, so he's getting a lot more into the vocal end of it like that. So that's kind of cool, especially like I talked about earlier, for guys like him and me, they can't hit all those high notes anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The program can. It's your voice. I still don't think some of that stuff I've put out is supposed to be my voice. You know, like the kind of Craig stuff is supposed to be me. I don't hear it. No. People will tell me, "Oh, that kind of sounds like you." I don't hear it at all.
I mean, yeah, kind of Craig was exactly the right. It has Craig-like elements, but
a little bit, but not much to me. You know, but other people have said it does. But
yeah, no, I'd definitely say like. You know, if I was played it blind, I would say quite quickly on most of them, the first thing I'd say is, that kind of sounds a bit like Craig.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. But whatever. Don't matter.
I mean, let's bear in mind that every time I hear myself recorded, like on this very show, for instance, I always think, I do not sound like that, do I? Oh, dear.
Yeah. No, James is talking about it's probably similar to auto-tune. I know somehow it samples, it breaks down your voice into well, it's digital, of course, ones and zeros, and it's trying to get the actual your intonations, you know, and like your nasal cavity and how your resonance of your voice and stuff, and then it recreates it.
What I know, what's quite crazy about it that I do know is, I don't know if it's Suno that does this specifically, but you can kind of do a few runs with your voice and then you can type in the lyrics and it will output those lyrics in an approximation of your voice, and they tend to be quite terrifically accurate as well. Like I say, like if someone used that exact voice modulator that was done on the kind of Craig stuff down a phone to me, I probably would be fooled.
Oh yeah, for sure. James, you're talking about that auto-tune. Wait until you hear the stuff on the album where, like, you know, Jim or I sang a line into it, but we had it spit back as a female voice.
Yeah.
There's 2 tracks. Dogs Probably Shouldn't Drive Cars is me, but I reimagined it as a female vocalist. So that's really trippy because I wanted that sound for it.
I'd say it is. It's kind of scary, to be fair.
It's scary. It's interesting, and it's fun to a point. Like I say, we don't abuse it. We just don't type in, right, like you said earlier in the show, write me a rock song about my dog Ander. We're never going to do that. You know,
the biggest issue about it all is it will always become impossible to police.
Play live?
No, just police. Yeah, well, yeah, it probably is impossible to play live as accurately. But then again, like, how many bands even today play an exact re-representation of the music of their album on stage? You know, it's not really a thing that's ever done. Bands sound different on stage. That's the point of going to see them on stage. But yeah, I feel like we're going to go into a season of lots of bands that are like the Gorillaz, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to be a massive upsurge into stuff that's like the Gorillaz.
Yeah, well, like what James is saying here in the chat box too. For fun music, it's great, but for personal music, we should just do it ourselves. I totally agree. This Ancient Ones album is just it's just a fun project. Just to see what we can do with it. Just for laughs. You know, it's not a serious statement or anything. Now, when I go back to working on Craig Allen Heck stuff, that's going to be all. Just 100% me.
I think music in itself is going to take a different lean. There's going to be a lot of the stuff that's just the mainstream stuff that's being pumped out for those, you know, that's just what is liked at the moment, whether it's due to repetition, radio plays, or whatever. That stuff is just going to keep getting pumped out. But I think in the independent world, I think we're going to have a massive, and bands like, I can't pronounce it, Angus de Patone, you know, the
that new one, Patwain.
Yeah, whatever they're called anyway. You know, people are going to be looking for still listenable to music, but something that's really interesting, something that's really different now. And I think people may use artificial augmentations to do these things, but I think the independent world is really like, it's not just going to be, and you can see it coming as well. Like years ago, it was just like loads of rock, pop, alternative music scene kind of stuff, loads of alt music scene stuff done very well. Angine de Petrine, there we go.
Yeah, that's them.
But I think it's going to get like super. People are going to be trying to make it super interesting now, and I think that's where the kind of independent and alternative scene will end up quite quickly as well. Honestly, I think we're going to hear a lot of new stuff, a lot of weird stuff, and a lot of stuff that has been heavily augmented by artificial intelligence. But I think the good thing to know, and I think it might be a way that independent artists end up I don't know, what's the word that I'm looking for, what's going to make independent artists somewhat stand out or be noticeable, because the weirder stuff, you're going to know it hasn't just been shat, because you know, an AI thing, it'll make me a microtonal thing that goes through these scales and blah blah blah. You're going to have to put a lot of effort in to create music like that, I guess I'm saying.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I'm not sure if with AI, if you can actually specify a scale, or like you talked about microtonal. I mean, can you say, write me a song in G, or here's the chords? I'm not sure if you can do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know you can.
Waves in. I mean, we've just taken like wave files and put them in, you know.
I know there's places. I mean, at the end of the day, I know there's people that are literally putting in their own track and going remix this in the key of G in an electronica style. So,
oh, okay, I didn't know they were doing that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I'd say key change is probably the easiest side of what you'd have to do to manipulate music. I mean, it's just, you know, on a keyboard, you just hit the down octave button 3 times. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
exactly.
It's not, and you can do that with a whole wave file just in a computer anyway. Just drop the transpose the whole thing. So I can't imagine. True. Yeah, but it is being done by a lot of people already.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's what's going to coin us the kind of the kind of difference is people are going to go for not weird but listenable to weird. Like when I listen to that Angine de Petri, I've seen a lot of bands that have gone like discordant and horror. It's almost like, you know, the death black metal bands want to go, who can make the grottiest sound? Whilst they enjoy it, it's not mass listenable to music. I put the point of the certain styles of music that people somewhat force themselves to listen to. It's like, no one likes beer when they're a kid, no one likes coffee when they're a kid, but adults, we love that shit. So something happened between then and now, and I think it's forcing yourself into it. Oh, my friends are drinking, so I'm going to drink too. Oh, yeah, right. All my friends are going to Costa Coffee, so that's cool, and it must taste good. And then you change your taste buds by consuming it so much, the same as we consume music. And if you consume the same track, this is how the radio companies and do it. They play the same track to you so many times, it grows on you.
Well, they make it grow on you because they keep repeating it every 5 minutes.
I have a bitch. If you're, I mean, like, you hear these things about, you know, prisoners of war that like never liked rice, but they were force fed rice for ages, and then they weren't fed it for 2 days, and then the day after that, the rice was the best thing that they've ever eaten because they're starving, and they've been force fed rice, so they got used to the taste.
Yeah. Well, here's an interesting statement. If I can phrase this correctly in my old man mind, I'll try to put it together in something that makes sense. Could AI be the new punk? Here's the reason I say this. Now, if you remember the punk rock movement, right?
It was all about free. It was all about
not knowing how. I don't know how to play this instrument, but I got fucking attitude, man. And I got my safety pins and my piercings, and fuck the establishment. I hate Pink Floyd and blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to make a bunch of noise because I don't know how to play these things. Is this the brand new way of saying, well, we don't know how to play instruments, but here's something I can do to get my whatever out in the road. Is this the
You
new
know-
punk rock?
You know what might be the weirdest, most fucked up example of that?
Yeah.
Iran's Lego videos.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
You know, they don't know anything about music, but they're angry and they want to shout about what they're saying about. So they've chucked it into an AI machine, and out
Right.
comes these relevant Lego video. Everyone's loving the Lego movies. It's something that everyone can look at and deal with. And in fairness, the majority of AI tunes that I myself have heard out there do tend to be about some political or some socio-economic situation.
Right.
Quite a lot of them. I do see this a lot in the groups. Someone's gone, well, I kind of had these lyrics and these ideas, and I'm really angry about this. So I basically asked AI to finish it off for me, and here you go. And it'll be quite a clever, in-depth, politically based tune. That is obviously this person trying to get out some aggravated emotion about the establishment that they're currently under. So as much as James Dawes gone straight in, AI is not punk, but in fairness, if you go for the depths of punk being, it's the ability to get out angst at establishment whilst not knowing, but being able to put that musical emotion in. AI is very punk in its usage.
I kind of believe so. That's just my take on it.
Yeah.
Everybody has an opinion. Cool.
The other side, punk was very, we don't care if we're famous, we don't care if we get big, minus Sex Pistols, but Johnny Rotten was not a punk. He was
that was Malcolm McLaren. Yeah.
He was a fucking conservative. But anyway, so yeah, like I don't care if I'm just going to put music out there, and everyone that listens to it will know I'm angry with the king or whatever. Like, I can see where you're going with that, Craig. Annoyingly, and in that same way, it's like garage. So UK garage was a big thing. It was electro. Again. I partially agree with what James is saying, but there are large AI companies that are massively in debt. There's AI companies that are completely free to use and are not making any profit whatsoever. There are a lot of big multinational AI companies as well, and I think it's very important, as with everything that I have ever used. Excuse me, but like when I subscribe to it, if I have to subscribe to a new platform that the XRP has to use, being it a server or a streaming item or whatever it might be, I have, or even some graphic. I haven't got the time to do graphics. I've always lent towards using one of the underdogs, someone that needs support, someone that's got a good ethic. And I think it's important that every company in the world, do you shop at the mom and pop stores or do you shop at Walmart? That's a decision for you guys to make. Do you shop at Sainsbury's or do you shop at the butcher's? That, and I'm not saying anyone is right or wrong, because sometimes you have to shop cheap and look after your family. Sometimes you want to support those that are local to. Nothing is right or wrong, but there is a preference there, and you can use that as a preference. But yeah, this is very dangerous. These blanket things are almost more racist than the racist. Turning around and saying all of this is like this. It's not. There are genuinely some fantastic AI companies that are helping out a lot of stuff. It would be. I am 90% sure that our developer has used some good chunks of AI to develop this website for us. Should we have hired another developer? Well, Jake is a developer. He's done it for free. XRP doesn't have the money to pay 10 grand for an AI development on a website, so we're using what we have. Like, are you saying we should delete this website and go back to the old one?
Well, to be fair,
you see where I'm going with the whole situation.
How do I know that Jake isn't AI? I've never seen a picture of him. You've spoken about him for years now. You could be some kind of construct.
It could be. It's actually just me with two keyboards.
Yeah, right. I mean, Send us a screenshot, Jake.
No,
is that how he looks right there in that GIF? That's exactly how he looks. That's
Jake is Ralph Wiggum, yeah.
Well, okay, answers my question.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I mean, important fact to note is, yes, AI isn't just owned by big multi-tech corporations. It's a very accessible thing. I'd have to study a lot, but like it's something that people could do if they really wanted to, if they want to sit down and spend the money instead of me spending money on this studio and whatever. I spent my money on servers that can understand, what, I don't know the technicalities, but it's accessible. People can do this. Don't think that all of this stuff is hidden behind some high price tech companies. But what we've always got to realize, as with music, as with the mainstream, there are record companies with a lot bigger budgets which are going to get their artists in the top 40 charts, and us with our tiny budgets are thousands of times less likely to get. That's just a fact of the world. It's not great, but one of the things that we all need to stop being so angry with it, because we're spending so much time being angry about it. We're not doing the things that are going to stop it from happening. If anything should be put on my gravestone, by the way, that probably should. But like, yeah, it's really, really, really fucking important to realize that yes, there are alternatives out there that are good, and you can use, and if you do put money in and you do use it, you'll be helping out independent mom and pop AI designers, because they do exist. They are out there. You just got to search for them.
It probably isn't all Skynet.
And that's right. AI to be used for good, connect to one another, predict illness, etc.
Yeah, he's right, and they are doing that. I understand that.
Yeah, these things are happening, but there will be side projects to fund. I mean, we've got to bear in mind that a lot of the AI in medicine and medication is being done for very little. I am quite happy with this, but majoritively across the world, the push is to get it into a situation. So to just throw the money on it, get it ready. No one takes a profit, because the whole world will be healthier at the end of the day. And that's a cool thing to be happening. But all the companies that are doing that also need to fund that. So they've got an AI music maker on the side.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or they've got an AI, they've got ChatGPT on the side, or they've got one of the I didn't know this. This is so clever. This is such a cool thing. So, do you know the captchas? You know, when it comes up and like click or everything that's a crossing, click all the traffic lights, click everything that's a motorcycle, those, right?
Right.
Do you know why they've changed to those things?
No.
Google Google's one specifically is plugged directly into their AI, and we are teaching it what a crossing is.
Really?
Yeah, they plug it straight into their AI, and all of those photos that you get put up are from Google Maps.
Well, that would make sense.
So they're just showing us all, and they'll show the same picture to like 100,000 people, and then they can go, okay, the crossing's there.
Wow.
So they've just got that. All of us, just to log into our own email accounts, are administrating Google Maps. It's crazy.
That's nuts. And
it's in their terms and conditions as well. It's literally like, if you want to use Gmail, you're going to help us make maps. Wow.
There's a lot of fine print. My God, these days, I mean, not to branch off into the video game thing, which we usually do by the end of the show anyway, but if you're going to play a new game nowadays, there's this gigantic, like 25-page disclaimer you got to scroll through before you can. Who's going to take the time to read all of that stuff? You just want to play the damn game, man. You know.
And I know with a lot of things, like you agree to there's things that are more in depth and technically worded, but it's like, oh, and if you're a comedian, you can't joke about us on stage. Like Disney have stuff like that in their disclaimer. Like, if you want to watch Disney Plus, you cannot say a bad word about Disney in public or we'll sue you, kind of thing. It's like some of the stuff in there is absolutely bonkers these days.
Incredible.
But they word it really cleverly, so it seems like they're saying like, you can't put your Disney logo on your t-shirt without asking us and paying. But in the depths, it's like it's quite Nazi-ish. You can't say bad words about Disney in public and use Disney Plus at the same time.
Back in the old day I just want to play Pac-Man. I don't have to sell my soul to do it, you know? It's like, good Lord. Anyway,
in the old games, it wasn't like, please don't use this, please don't patronize this, please. It was caring stuff. Please don't have a seizure whilst playing that game.
I know. God, times have changed.
Yeah.
Anyway, Where are we? We are 3 songs left to go. We've got 45 minutes.
We should play one of them now. I do want to quickly mention James Doyle's thing. I have always thought since very early on in my life that the road system, the car, road, train, transport system is stupid.
Yes.
Especially in this day and age. And pods on rails is half a good call. But like if everything's just electronically automated, then human error can't put the foot on the pedal and crash into the back of someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we've got whole train sets, right, from hundreds, probably 100 years ago. Actually, probably not. When was electricity invented? Anyway, train sets that could
Not that old.
automatically stop trains from hitting each other from like 10
Right.
at least centuries ago, right? Then surely we can have that on our roads now.
I'd like to think so.
You know,
My new car has that.
why have the ability to crash when we don't need to? And it could all be electrified. It could run off clean energy, and
We don't need
everything
to.
would be fine.
I really wanted to crash, damn it.
Yeah, like it
I
just
know.
doesn't make sense.
I know.
And even though James said winners don't use drugs, but everyone could use drugs then because they wouldn't be driving. Everyone could drink and drive. Think how many people wouldn't be in jail.
Think of all the drunks stumbling out of automated cars. Just
Realize
door
how much,
opens up, bam, you know.
how many laws and how many criminal. See, I've always thought, truthfully, that, and then we'll play a track after this. But this is food for thought for you, right? But I've always thought that the reason why the road system didn't get changed is because there's so much legal shit behind the ability to identify people in cars, number plates. You're allowed, you know, when you get pulled over, you have to provide your driving license,
Information,
identity,
right.
all of that. I think that's the only reason why it still exists, because it's such a good way to catch criminals, because criminals drive, and if they're on the road driving and you can figure out where they are by their number plate, you can pull them over and catch them. Whereas if everyone was just in an unknown pod, you'd never catch anyone, and the jails would be empty and everyone would be happier. Also, there wouldn't be any car crime, because you know you'd be in these pods on rails, so no one would steal each other's car. You just get in the next pod that turns up.
Yeah. Hey, man, makes sense to me.
I don't know. Anyway, what's the next track? No, that's over. What's the next track, Craig?
Oh, that was wonderful. This is Over by The Greeting. Oh, funny. Yeah, we're getting way too heady on this show, man. That's okay.
I think it's good.
I do too. I know James is talking about the old arcade machines. Winners don't do drugs. You've gone back and played old. You played old arcade games like Name and stuff, haven't you? Just.
I mean, I'll still crank out a Streets of Rage if there's one in the corner of a pub.
Well, the question I was going to ask you, nowadays that we can just do it at home, you know, with unlimited continues. Do you imagine how many quarters you must have went through to get as far as you do now? My God, you know, we couldn't have afforded it. You know?
Yeah, the big games in arcades are always heavily expensive over here.
Yeah.
Until moderately recently.
Uh-huh.
But now they've become fancy. Like there's a kind of games arcade kind of, you know, you've got your ticket machines and then proper arcade out the back thing.
Right.
In Glasgow, and they've got like a new version of Time Crisis with a scope. Love it. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, nowadays they give you a little prepaid card. You put money in
that's
that,
exactly
you scan it.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yep. No, I come from quarters, man, back in the day.
Yeah, I used to put 50p's and then it went up to £1 and you didn't get long enough ever.
You never do. You know, and just as you're getting really good on the level, that's when you die, and that's when you got to put more money in.
Yep.
You know. Yep. Hey, you want to do a show and tell thing at all?
Yeah, I've got my show and tell. It's not that interesting, but it's kind of cool.
Same for me. Nothing real
It's-
amazing, but something.
It's not musical. It's not game related. It's not even that nerdy. If anything, it's work related.
Oh, you're going to show us some booze?
No. I could show you some. I thought you said boobs for a second. Then I was like, wait, why is that work related?
Well, I'm okay with that too, but whatever, you know.
Catherine, no.
Oh, funny.
She's gonna come in.
Speaking of,
I thought I knew you were gonna come in. Craig says, "Are you gonna show us some booze?" And I thought he said, "Show us some boobs." And he goes, "I'll be fine with that. All right." So I called your name. Chuck it in the fridge. Thank you.
I know.
What? For what? Oh,
Whoops. My phone just went dark. I wasn't tapping on anything in the chat box. Let's
oh, it happens.
see. I know. There we go. Well, I have a really interesting what's for dinner tonight, man. It's grilled cheese. I love a good grilled cheese, baby.
I need to eat something. I have no idea
Yeah.
what I'm gonna have. I haven't eaten it. I had a slice of pizza that was actually from 2 days ago.
Oh, here's an interesting question for you about the James Doyle show.
Oh,
Look in the chat.
yes. Oh, hello. So that track finished, and then I got asked a somewhat important question.
Yes.
What time? Most. When do
Fair
you
answer.
want that? Isn't well, no. Yeah. Good time to join because you'll be learning all the new stuff whilst we're learning it as well. So that's good. I just need to get off my ass and get shit ready. That was over from the greeting. I would love to have you as a DJ. I would love to have everyone as a DJ. Now's a good time to be a DJ on XRP Radio, to be honest, guys. I'd love you to all join if anyone's interested. And for all the DJs that already exist, do more. Oh, database is fixed. We're doing show and tell. We sometimes a bit shit about doing that. Thursdays and Fridays, James, would be ideal. Or well, Monday, and not Tuesday, probably. Depends how evening you're on about. I need to do this not live. Should we do show and tell?
Yeah, I got a thing.
You got a thing. Do you want to do your thing?
Sure. This just showed up yesterday. This is the brand new Avatar movie.
Ooh.
Fire and Ash. This got released this week, I believe. This is the 4K version. Now, I saw this in the theater and I quite enjoyed it. I thought the second one was a little slow, but this one was really good. It had a better fast pace to it. The story was really, the characters and the storyline are really interesting. What really gets me interested in here is that this has an entire Blu-ray of just the making of. You know, James Cameron's pretty good about providing special, behind the scenes stuff. So there's a whole Blu-ray here of just how they made this. So I'm quite curious to check that out. But yeah, that's what I got.
Very. I mean, it's definitely something that I wanted to. I felt for some reason in my head, I feel like I have watched it, but there's no way I could have. Unless has it hit Disney Plus yet? Probably not.
No, not for another couple of weeks, I think.
No. Yeah, but very good. Cool, man. Cool. It's something that I definitely want to watch.
Sweet. What you got?
Mine's incredibly less interesting. But when I used to do from way back when I was a barman and I was managing for GRS in the West Midlands, as a mixologist, if you dare to call me that, and a wine presenter, one of the important things that you find out in a bar typically is your bottle opener and wine opener gets nicked all the fucking time. Not by you, but by the other waiters, because they grab it off the bar because you're meant to present the wine at the table, and I'm behind the bar most of the time, so it's only when it's quieter that I tend to go present the wine. So and everyone's fighting over wine openers. So way back when, I had a very, very nice one made for me and I lost it.
Oh no.
Which I was very, very sad about. And then the same people that made my last one, which are amazingly, they're very posh ones. They're called Fanny Sue's.
Okay.
Just so you know, Fanny Sue's. We're having a little sale on there. So I got one, and it's got my name on it.
Ooh, look at you.
Little rosewood handled Fanny Sue. This is completely uncool for anyone that doesn't know bar tools, but this is a really, really fancy bar tool. I'm so happy about it. And do you want to know what's really annoying?
What's that?
I went in today, it was quiet, I did 2 hours work, and not one fucking person even had a bottle, like a beer bottle to open.
So you couldn't use it?
Couldn't use it, no. I'm pissed off.
I
sold fucking cola all day, cola and Fanta all day. Pissed.
Shoot.
But that's my life. But yeah, and just because it wouldn't be me if the other side didn't say it.
XRP. Well, of course. Yeah. I wouldn't expect anything less. Well, the big question is, are you guys Coke or Pepsi?
At the restaurant, Coke, unfortunately. I'm not happy about it. But, well, see, I have to admit that out of all the sodas, my most drank soda of the big commercial ones is Fanta, which is Coca-Cola Company.
Yeah, I get that.
So I'm happy that we've gone for the Coke, because it's Sprite as well, isn't it? Sprite's Coke, isn't it? And 7-Up's
It is.
Pepsi.
It is.
Like,
7-Up's Pepsi.
Yeah, we've gone full Coke branding, and I am happier, even though I do love a Pepsi Max, and especially a cherry Pepsi Max.
Oh yeah, I get that.
I am happier to have crates of Fanta in.
Yeah, I think over here in the States, I think Coke's predominant, but I've always been a Pepsi kid.
I think because
Mountain Dew,
like I think it's always due mostly to the wording, because even though it's cola, Coke, especially in the UK, I'll have a Coke. No one says I'll have a cola, but Coke could mean Pepsi, Cola, Bar, Red Cola. It could be all of them. Yeah. But you say I'll have a Coke.
Yeah, that's here too. Like in the southern states here in the USA.
I heard it's any drink, isn't it? In the southern states.
Hey, Coke with that, honey? Yeah.
What kind of Coke? What kind of Coke?
What kind of Coke? Yeah.
Exactly. ALC told me about that before, but So I think, like if you sit down in a pub and you're not not a pub, but anywhere you're going to eat, and you haven't looked at the menu and you're not picky, you'll turn around and go, "Oh, I'll have a Coke," and that's what you'll get, a Coca-Cola, because that's what people think. They may even have Pepsi in the fridge, but you've said Coke, so Coke gets sold more.
You get Coke, yeah. I get that. Yeah.
Whereas, I'd say Pepsi drinkers are officially the fussy ones, because they have to say, "Have you got Pepsi?"
I always ask whenever I go to a restaurant, I always say, "Are you Coke or Pepsi?" But the funny thing is, when you go to a bar, Coke is much sweeter because it has more syrup.
Yeah.
Right. So I used to hate Coke, but when I'm playing out live, right, I had like 6 Cokes lined up on top of my amplifier, because bar Coke had a lot more kick to it. Yeah.
Well, there's actually a little reason for that as well. So bars turn up their syrups quite a lot, and restaurants will turn them up a little bit. So bars do it to start sweetening the mouth, and it gets people more likely to buy the mixed drinks and the cocktails.
Really?
And restaurants do it to sweeten the mouth, to get people to buy desserts after their meal.
Well, I didn't know that. I learned something today.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, it's also the same reason why McDonald's is so sweet as well. But they have something about McDonald's. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's not that they turn the syrup up. They have a specially brewed cola for McDonald's.
I know people just love McDonald's Coke. I don't understand. To me, it feels like it's watered down, but that's just me.
They have a specially brewed syrup for McDonald's cola, but it's again for the same reason. To change the taste buds, to make it more likely that you'll want extra food or more food, or extra drinks or more expensive drinks, etc.
Sure.
Yep.
Well, back in the day, I always judged a venue by how good the Coke was. Didn't matter how good our band was, but if they had good Coke there, man, I was all set.
I was going to say, venue. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I thought when you said venue, I heard, I'm going to make myself small again. I heard pubs and restaurants in my head, and I was like, no, I judge a pub or restaurant by the toilets.
Yeah, okay, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
If I have a few chef friends, and it's quite annoying because whenever you get into a restaurant, the first thing they do is walk past the kitchen. They try and find where the toilet is and try and figure out if the toilet walks past the kitchen opening so they can look in the kitchen.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. You
What
know.
what one of my parents' friends, she's passed away unfortunately, but she was a chef, and she was really, really fussy to the point of like she'd come over, but my mum would put food out and she wouldn't eat any of it. And we could go to our restaurant, she'd walk past the kitchen and she would decide she's not eating. Everyone else would still stay there eat, and she'd sit there.
That's funny.
And you can tell it's like, why aren't you taking my advice? You know, this kitchen isn't healthy enough, but you're all eating. It's like, we're all from Birmingham, man. We eat curries. We've eaten dog. We've eaten cat. We already know it. Fuck it.
Well, can I go to your place of business and get some cheese curds?
You can't.
What the hell, man?
It's all Turkish food, man.
Oh man!
Just because it's got curd in the title doesn't mean it's.
Yeah, see, cheese curds. Thank you. I rest my case. Ha! I love it.
Oh,
it's a Kurdish restaurant, right?
It's probably racist somehow, but it's hilarious.
Now tomorrow, I'm going to go to. I'm totally on a tangent. Sorry, guys. Here in Minnesota, we have a very good state fair. It's legendary in the U.S. It's how cool it is. But they have they call it to the kickoff to summer. We call it the fake fair. It's on the grounds. It's on the fairgrounds, but in a smaller area, kind of like a practice fair, sort of. So tomorrow's going to be all about corn dogs, cheese curds, all that type of Midwestern deep fried garbage that's no good for you whatsoever.
The reason why you go to the gym 5 days a week,
and so I can do like tomorrow, you know. Then when I go back to the gym, I got to kick my ass to try to make up for it. So, but yeah, that's why I mentioned cheese curds. I'm tangenting.
Oh,
you know.
okay.
So there you go.
Yeah. No, awesome Turkish coal-fired food, my friend.
Cold? Oh, I thought you said cold-fired. I'm like,
yeah, no, I haven't invented that. No, live, real coal briquettes.
Okay.
To cook over, which is fantastic.
I've never had Turkish food. I wonder if I would like it.
It's a lot of grilled meat, so just like chicken, big chunks of chicken on a skewer, big chunks of lamb on a skewer, lamb ribs, lots of lamb, lots of chicken.
Sounds good.
Quite,
and talk about this.
And
I'm hungry already.
I'm starving now. And then they have a lot of dishes that have yogurt in as well, but it's like kind of a chicken casserole, and you just get a big scoop of yogurt dunked on the side, and it's actually stupidly nice.
Is that where tandoori chicken comes from, or is that Indian?
No, that's more Punjabi, I believe. I might be wrong.
Yeah, okay, because you Brits eat a lot more of that ethnic type stuff than we do, I think. You know, but that's cool. Whatever. Are you searching it?
Yeah, I wanted to know. South Asia.
What is that one thing on one of my food shows I watch that's a big thing in England? Oh, tikka marsala or something like that? England, that's a big thing there?
Yeah, that's ironically. So the tikka masala and the balti as well are actually, the balti definitely, I'm pretty sure the tikka masala as well was made in Birmingham.
Really?
In Birmingham in the UK, yeah. So we have a very famous area in Birmingham called the Balti Triangle, which is where the Balti Triangle originated, and it's 3 big roads that intersect in a triangle.
Okay.
And they not so much now, but they used to be just wall-to-wall curry house, all the way down, wall-to-wall curry house.
Okay.
And obviously the initial setup curry houses were from the initial kind of, probably after war, really the kind of Indians and Pakistanis that fought for the British Army, and you know, that kind of generation that came after that came here, and then the second generation had got a little bit more used to blander English food, so yeah, they wanted to make more British people into curry houses, so the Balti was created in Birmingham, right?
Okay.
That's
cool.
I'm not sure about it. The tikka masala. I've got to check this now because I don't want to say it. Yeah, originated in the UK as well.
It did. It did. I watched one of these shows.
No way! I must just
What?
naturally be curry orientated. So yeah, the Balti made in Birmingham. Believe it or not, the tikka masala created in Glasgow.
Really?
How weird is that? What a
That's
weird
amazing.
coincidence.
Well, one of the shows I watch when I go to bed about 2 a.m. is this thing. It's called like Andrew Zimmern's Delicious Destinations or something, where he goes around the world and talks about different food in different countries and cities. And he talked about chicken tikka masala in the UK, and that's why I thought about that. But I know it's strange that it was created there. Strikes me as weird. Boy, today's show is so cool, you guys. We went from AI, now we're a food show.
Well, we went from procrastination to AI to games to food.
Yeah, see, we're hitting all the big hitters today, boy.
Yeah. See, sometimes, like in the earlier shows, we're a bit more scripted and stuff. I like the ability to tangent into new topics.
Well, like I've always said, anybody can play music.
Yeah. I keep saying so many people go, "Thank you for everything you do at XRP Radio," and I'm like, I sit down for 4 hours and press play a lot. It's not hardly a hard skill.
And then you talk about chicken tikka masala.
No, if you're tikka masala,
chicken.
Rhubarb based chicken curry. That sounds amazing, but I'll be scared to try it. See, this is my I love trying new food, but the problem is, like, it's say at a tapas restaurant, it's cool because you can get like 8 little dishes, and if you don't like 2 of them, you still got food. Whereas if you go to most other restaurants, you sit down and you order something that costs you £20 to £25, and if you don't like it, you are screwed.
Yep.
It's really difficult for me to try new, like, obscure new things. Like I don't like seafood at all, really. I like tinned mackerel that I cook into a curry, but like, yeah, it's seafood. No, I don't like prawns, but I'm always interested to try it, to have my mind changed. But how
do you like frozen fish sticks?
No, can't stand them.
Wow. Okay.
I am not Kanye West. No, sorry.
Nah. He's taller.
You know the joke.
No, I don't, but okay.
So some interview asked him if he liked fish sticks in an interview, but they were pronouncing it. It was one of these YouTubers, I think, pronouncing it as fish dicks. So he's like, "Yeah, I like fish dicks." And like, "Are you sure about it?" And it went on, and they did a parody of it in a South Park episode as well.
Oh my God! Oh, hold on. Stop the show. Are you seeing that? You seeing this in the chat box from Wrecker?
What's that? Oh shit! Wrecker played a game.
Wrecker played a game.
Okay, XRP is closed.
That's it. We're done. Thank you, everybody.
We're done. My contract specifically stated till XRP, it's till Wrecker, starts playing games.
Now wait a minute. Now, being old school here, he's talking about my daughter got a VR headset and I had to play with it. Now, VR isn't gaming to me, man. Sorry. That's a whole different thing.
It depends what you do. I mean, the family went to a VR place and we played a couple of like shooting orientated games, funnily enough. And Catherine was really good at them as well.
Really?
But like there was kind of a zombie thing where you're in this kind of maze of a room, but it's very small. And then you've got zombies coming in from all different angles, and you've got to go and grab guns and stuff, and then barricade yourself off and fire them off, and that was absolutely fantastic. I love laser tag, and I like that more than laser tag.
That sounds really cool.
So good, just changing the guns and it was just really cool. And we did that twice. We did 2 different ones, and they were just really, really, really good things to do. Really enjoyed it.
I've never owned like a really good VR. I have the original Oculus Go, which doesn't have joysticks or anything. It's just you look around, But if you ever owned like one of the PlayStation VR,
I haven't. I had to go on one. I've had to go on. Well, yeah, the ones in the VR place. Then Ziggy HQ, DJ HQ, who used to do Good Vibes, he came round once and he had like. It was a set that you could put your phone in, but it still had controllers and stuff. And I played that Beat Saber on it. You know, the one where
Saber's
you're
cool.
hitting the beach
Yeah,
as
you're
they
hitting the
come to you.
rocks.
And that.
Right.
And it was really fun. But the problem with that one, because I felt like I was going to fall over 24 because it really blocks off your vision, and you're just kind of standing on this platform. You don't really have any spatial awareness
You're
about
immersed.
it. Like in the
Yeah.
shooting games, you at least you're running around, and like it comes up with a red barrier when you're about to hit a wall, kind of thing, so you don't just leg it into a wall. So there's a bit of spatial awareness, so you're not just feel like you're going to fall over. Whereas I found with Beat Saber, just standing there, I felt like constantly like I was leaning forward. You know what I mean?
You're gonna tip.
Didn't like that, and it was very disorientated, and I get travel sick quite easy, and I did start feeling sick. I did also consume a large amount of alcohol on the same day, and both things could be due to that as well. But
there's nothing virtual about that.
No.
Yeah, I was going to ask Wrecker what the game was, and it's called Moss. I've heard of Moss. I think it's a PC game, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, jumping around and collecting things. Yeah, I think that's a PC thing.
Yeah,
but
I
I'm
mean,
not a huge PC guy, but
I love the idea of AI, and I really would like it, but I realize that I can't have it in this house. You can't have it as a family person, because then you need 3. You know what I mean? Like, because at spare time, we like playing games together, and that I can't just sit there in the corner with
nothing.
Just playing a game on myself. I'd probably have a lot of fun, Mike. It wouldn't be very fair.
Probably.
Get told off. You also can't play VR in bed like you can play a PS5.
Well, good point. Oh, speaking of games, have you heard about the new Batman Lego game coming out?
I have. I mean, I saw a Facebook advertisement about it. Nothing.
It's supposed to be great. Reviews are coming in saying it's really good.
I don't think you can go wrong with
Lego games.
Yeah. It took me a while to get there.
I still have the Skywalker saga. I've never opened it up. It's been sitting on my shelf, but I got to play that.
The gameplay in them is all ages, great fun, but enough to think about for it not to be boring.
Mm-hmm. And they're always funny too. I love the sense of humor.
That's it. The best thing about them is, for any fan of what the Lego thing they're from is, it's going to enjoy the cameos and the plots and the funny ways that they've depicted, because we've got to bear in mind that it's actually quite lazy, because they're following the plot of things that already exist. They're not creating a new story in Harry Potter or Star Wars or Marvel. They're following things that are already in existence.
Right. Yeah.
What I liked about the Marvel Heroes one is the way that they kind of GTA'd it up. So it was a big open world. You could be Iron Man and fly across the whole of the Marvel universe, and that was quite cool. But like, a lot of the stuff that happened on the way, the quests that you came on were from things in the history. Yeah. What I do love is that Lego still followed the fact that in every Marvel film, in every game, in every single comic book, in every single thing, Stan Lee is a cameo in some way, shape, or form.
You have to. Yeah.
And they still run with that in the Marvel ones, which I really respect them for.
That's cool.
Marvel Heroes is probably, in my opinion, the best one out of them all. The big open world that you go, it's very GTA in the way that it works. It was, I think it's for Xbox One, so it's moderately old now.
I've got the Avengers one. I've played that. That's pretty fun. But I think the Marvel Heroes, I think I have it on digital. I should check. I think I have it downloaded on a PlayStation or something.
But it's great. There's so many Marvel characters. Like, you get the fun of doing, if you're a gamer and you want to do the missions and the quests and all of that lot, it's very well done. The storyline is fantastic. But also, it's a great open world game where you can just run around as the Hulk and smash shit up, or get into one of the Iron Man suits and fly across the world, or like...
That's cool.
I mean, imagine the fun that you have in GTA where you just run around with a rocket launcher, but with all the Marvel characters. And I think that's one of the good things that Marvel Heroes did over like GTA, for instance, is you kind of get encouraged to play the game to unlock the other characters.
Yeah.
you know, and you don't even have to play the game because most of the stuff is collectible. You know, collect 800 gold screws and you can unlock this character. So a lot of them you don't even have. It's not like get to chapter 3 and get this one. That a lot of them are unlockable just in the open world by finding all the little things and stuff that you find.
Yeah, I should start playing that then.
It is a good passive game. It's one that you can just pick up, put down, pick up, put down. If you've got a minute, you know, if you've got 5 minutes, do one of the little 5-minute side quests. If you've got 2 hours, go for the main storyline. If you're just trying to get to sleep and want to press some buttons, smash up the world. Like, brilliant.
Sweet.
Yeah,
that sounds like fun. I should check it out tonight, maybe.
I would, man. I would.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, James Doyle's son is playing Elden Ring. I traded up Elden Ring because it pissed me off. I don't like games that make me mad.
These
too hard. Way hard.
I love all the adverts, and I look at a lot of these big name games: Skyrim, Elden Ring.
What else is there like that?
Destiny.
Yeah. Big Souls-like games.
And they look exquisite. They look great to play. But I think I find them too overwhelming. Like, you see a lot of the people that play these games, and like that's the game that they play. That is what they play. Yeah, you know, it's all consuming, and that's a bit too overwhelming for me. I like the simple hack and slash. Like, you remember Darksiders? Darksiders was top quality.
I love those, man, because they're not so. There's not like 8,000 combos to push on the joystick, or, you know. Yeah.
I can dig with that. I like. Yeah. I mean, I do prefer a non-online game massively. Majoritively, Diablo's done well with what it does, and you know, Final Fantasy Rebirth, absolutely fantastic game, not online. Diablo is quite good because you don't really have to interact with the online side of it too much if you don't want to. There's enough there to get you by as a solo or co-op couch player. But yeah, these big massive games that just seem to take over people's lives are just a bit too much for me. I would openly say that Final Fantasy Rebirth would have been too overwhelming for me if I didn't already know half of the plot.
Yeah, for sure. Do you play Fortnite?
No, again, another one that I find moderately overwhelming. There's too much.
I tried it for like a half an hour and just took it off my machine and like that. Not for me. Yeah, it's too It's and that PUBG as well, the shooter that everyone plays. It's good, but again, like a lot of people like they've dedicated. So you go in and you just get slow. I love a shoot 'em up, but I can't play a shoot 'em up online anymore. I used to be real good online at like Star Wars Battlefield and Halo 3 and such, but I'm older now. My eyes suck, and my reaction time is that. Tell me about it, brother.
Someone that has taken a lot of the right and or wrong medication over a large period of his life. So, like, I still today sit down, and I'm still a monster on Star Wars Battlefront, to be fair. You know, I'm very good at it, but I think that's muscle memory more than anything. I always, you know, when you play the game, especially those old games, the old shoot 'em ups, you played them that much that the computer player intelligence wasn't that good, so you could start going like, they all come from that direction. They'll be exactly 3 from that direction. One will come from over there. Right. And, you know what I mean? Whereas these new ones, you can't do that anymore. And then and the problem is you're playing against real people that are actually really fucking good, and you just, you know, Call of Duty, I used to be quite good at that. Ghost came out, played multiplayer, and you spawn snipe. Fuck.
Yep. No, if I play those games now, I have all bots because I can't play against real people. I'm too slow. You know,
that's what I loved about the early shoot 'em ups like Red Faction and GoldenEye, and you could play with a couple of friends multiplayer, but then you could have 8 bots to play against as well.
Yeah, I hear that.
That was fun. That was. I like playing. Red Faction 2. I played so much Red Faction 2 with friends at my house. PS2. 2 controllers, passing them around, and then just have 16 bots in a small room shooting each other. Great fun.
Do you remember Time Splitters?
I know it. I never played it myself. Believe it or not. And
I got
it,
both versions
like
of
it
that.
looked like one of the ones they've just came recently to the PS Plus, I think.
It did. Yes, that's where I got both of my. Like I have 1 and 2.
And it's one of those games where, how do I put it? If I'd have played it a while ago and then gone to replay it, I'd enjoy it. But going to play it now is just too slow to be enjoyable for me.
Oh yeah, I get that.
I find that there's a game. It's there's 2 of them. There's Dark Cloud and another one. Fantastically made RPG where you went from level to level, and it was your typical kind of dungeon crawling RPG kind of thing, with your ATB kind of timed battles and all that kind of thing. But you cleared levels and you could like level up your swords and your magic and all whatever. And then when you got out, you collected all these pieces and you built a village outside the dungeon. Cool. And as you built the village, you'd build the weapon shop for that village, and then you'd be able to buy some weapons, and you'd build the inn for that village. And that was cool stuff. I can't remember some of the stuff, but there was like really cool, like a certain village would have a windmill that would do a very specific thing. And it was such a cool game. And it is available on the retro bit of, the streaming games on PS Plus.
Okay.
And I went back to play it, and it's just like, oh god, because there's no voiceover, so you're reading just epic amounts of dialogue, amounts of dialogue. And I remember sitting there whilst I tried to replay, and I looked up and I was like, fuck, I've been sitting here for an hour and I've only pressed X to skip through dialogue. I can't do it. Anyway, we've got 2 tracks to play and probably less than that time to play it, but luckily no one's on after us, so let's carry on.
Okay, where do you want to go?
Well, with the next track, please.
Okay, sorry, I was looking at my phone at the same time.
It's okay.
Distracted. This is "Speak to Me" by Helen Counts. Yeah, someday we could just have a show just about old video games that nobody knows except you and me.
I mean, we basically do half of the show most weeks anyway.
We do. Do you remember a really old game called Serious Sam by any chance?
Yes.
You know it.
Yes.
You know it. That amazes me that you know that.
Because there was so in school, obviously, our computers were very like you couldn't go on Pornhub, for instance, on the computers that were locked off. And then when social media came out, they started locking off that, so we couldn't go on that. And then all a lot of us did in our IT lessons was go on like game websites and play those old school Flash games, and they started blocking them. And there was weirdly one proxy site that some student somewhere in the UK must have made, and it only linked so it couldn't be caught to this one Flash game website that had a recreation of Serious Sam on it. And that's all we played. Serious Sam, and there was a dirt bike active. Oh, what was it called? There's a dirt bike, an elastic kind of dirt bike, and you just had to get through the levels, and it would like fly. And if you landed on your head, you'd die.
Yeah.
What was it called? So there's loads of them. There's loads of them now that are the exact same game ripoff.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Max dirt bike Flash game. But yeah, they had that. A souped up version of Minesweeper that was like 3D cube Minesweeper that was horrible. And a Flash version of Serious Sam, a very good recreation of it.
Yeah, I got so many different versions of Serious Sam, like the collections and everything, and it's a lot of fun. You know.
Neo Geo, I always wanted one and never had one.
Yeah.
All I remember is that my cousin had one, and the battery life was shocking.
Oh, really?
Well, compared to, remember how many hours you got out of an original Game Boy with, 4 AA batteries in it?
No, I never played the Game Boy. I was not a handheld guy.
Oh, I played so much Game Boy. I played so much Game Boy in my youth.
Okay. Our kid was.
So much.
He had the Game Boy Advance. say Game Boy Color. He had all that stuff.
Yep. I played so much Game Boy when I was young.
Did ya? Wow. Okay.
It was the thing that kept me, and that's how I know how long these batches would last, because we went camping for 2 weeks, and I'd go to bed at because I'm young, at some points at 8 o'clock. And then to keep me occupied, because there's no electronic, no nothing, lots of noises, keep me occupied until I'm tired, I had my Game Boy. And I'll play 2 hours of Pokemon every single fucking night. Or Golden Sun. That was a game. Golden Sun. Alundra. Lots of Pokemon. Lots and lots of Pokemon.
That was Jacob, too. He was a huge Pokemon kid.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, all the color games, red, yellow, whatever, gold, silver, blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. Blue.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Went through all that.
Yep. Played all of those.
Yep.
I think it was those that got me into Final Fantasy so much, because I do like that old school style of turn-based strategy, but active time-based.
Oh yeah,
that one.
Yep,
I enjoy that a lot.
Well, I'm waiting for her to see if she's going to end here on the song.
She is, and we'll have to say goodbye as well.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Shoot, I can finally get my grilled cheese sandwiches. I've been starving, man. All I have is a bowl of cereal today.
You have two very, very hungry presenters that are going to rush off right after this song, because I haven't eaten all day. And have Craig eaten?
Yeah, I'm hungry too.
Yeah, so Craig's getting a grilled cheese. I don't have a fucking clue.
I'm doing grilled cheese. Tiz has no idea.
But it's been a pleasure to entertain you for the evening. You know what? Sometimes after being so much I've always said this about XRP, the main creation of it, after it kind of just happened to me, was to get back that feeling of playing a few tracks round your mate's house. I used to do it round my mates every Thursday night. Go to my mate Dom's house. There'd be 4 or 5 of us there. Every one of us would bring a CD with us, and we'd all play each other's tracks. These are CDs we bought from a shop, not our own music, but we'd play from them, we'd talk about them, and we'd be like, oh, that's a good solo, or this bit's good. We'd have a few drinks or smokes or whatever, and it was one of my most greatest memories and enjoyable regular experiences of my life that I wanted to recreate here. But sometimes I do really enjoy it that when we're here, we just talk like a bunch of friends. I totally agree. Just have a conversation and it goes where it's going. This is the exact same conversation, type of conversation I expect, and probably did actually when I met James Doyle and we went for chicken wings. We did that, and I'm sure we spoke a load of absolute non-musical garbage about weird stuff. Or whenever you go to meet up with your mates for a quick lunch at McDonald's or something, and you just chat. It's bloody brilliant. I love it.
It's exactly what this is. Yeah, that's what I like about it as well.
Yeah. It's not post on a social network and everyone comment to make me feel popular and I'll reply to that. It's a chat. It's a conversation. I like it. More of these, please.
Yes, there's people hanging out.
It also makes me feel less self-conscious when I realize this is meant to be an independent music station and we've been talking absolute gobbledygook.
Well, like I keep saying, anybody can play music.
Only we can do this, whether it's wanted or not.
Whatever this is, yes.
It's been a pleasure to entertain everyone for the evening. I will be back on Sunday with Submission Sunday with ALC. You've got loads of great stuff after that as well. We've got Archer back with the Blues Pit and the Shea Garden, obviously. I'll also be back with Craig next week, I think. You haven't told me you're not here next week, have you?
I'll be here.
No, so I'll be here too, and we'll do this kind of show again.
Wonderful. We'll do it again.
And there's loads of other great stuff, and we might even have a James Doyle show on or something by the look of it, so that could be cool.
Maybe. Fingers crossed.
Oh, days. Cool. However, it's time for the very last track. Actually, Craig, I almost cut you off. Do you have anything to say to our lovely listeners?
I always say the same thing every week, don't I? Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for those in the chat for participating. And it's been wonderful to see you all. We will do it again next Wednesday. Our last song today. Not cutting you off. Last song today. Yes.
I am cutting you off. I've only just realized when we end the show and we're like, it's been a pleasure to entertain you all for the evening. I hope you have a great day. You know what it really reminds me of? When you see a street performer and they get to the end of the set and they're like, I hope you've enjoyed the show. Don't forget to tip your entertainer. Sounds exactly like that.
It is. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to tip your bartenders and waitresses. God, if I had $1 for every time I had to do that on stage, man. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, I like that because that means you're a good band on stage.
Oh yeah, we always said that stuff. You have
The
to be
amount
very
of people
appreciative
that
of the
don't.
staff.
The amount of people that don't mention the venue, the staff, the sound guy either.
Oh, we love those guys, man. They made the show, you know.
No, they made people drunk during the show, and that always helps.
That as well.
Right then, on that note,
All right.
I guess you
last
best
track.
introduce the last track, yeah?
Right on. Last track is Photograph by Sister Satellite. There you go.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
There we go.
All
Fuck
right. Did it again.
Let's see something annoying. I got my tips this week.
you
In
did?
pound coins.
Wow. You can go to the arcade.
Can't believe you guys. Here's
All
your
right.
tips, and he just hands me bags and bags of pound coins.
I love it. Well, once again, I can crumble up this week's hot picks list and throw it in the trash can.
Or you could save them all in a folder, and then when we're super famous, you can sign them and sell them.
Too late now, buddy. And I missed the trash can anyway. So, anyway. So I have an album I have to release on Friday. I have to work on my concept album that I didn't even know was a concept album. I'm going to be busy. That's okay.
But it's a good kind of busy. It's not like you're going, oh, I've got to be in at work tomorrow to open up.
Yeah, I've actually got a couple other projects on the laptop here as well. So there's going to be a bunch more Icebox Studios stuff coming. So that's cool.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Yep. I'm not going to say too much yet, but I have a couple other things in development. So, you think people are going to tell me, huh? Yes?
I attempted to write a funk song 2 years ago.
Wow, look at you go. You know, I was going to suggest, I think you should write the next iteration of our theme song.
Then you're going to be waiting a long time. No. Yeah, I should.
Oh, come on.
I really should. Mate, it's just
Look,
time,
man, I know that, dude. But
right at the moment.
I've done 2 theme songs. I've done whatever that tangent thing is. I've done all,
Yeah.
There should be some more Tizz in here.
I know. I'm building a whole fucking website at the moment, mate. And I've just started a new job. Like literally, I get home every day at 10 o'clock, 10:30 most days. When? Tell me when, Craig.
What's more important, your measly life or our show? Oh, you had to think about this.
Well,
for a minute.
it's not my measly life, but I fear that because of the only time that I can actually make music at this current point in time, bearing in mind I work weekends as well, right?
I know.
And bearing in mind that my wife currently works from the studio that I would have to make music in.
Yes.
The only time that I can make music is after 10:30 at night, and if I did that, I would be divorced within the year.
Yes, you would, sir.
For everyone that's been watching us, sorry, that is us for the night. I hope you've had a great rest of your evening. See you later, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Is this correct?
So here we are again. Thanks for stopping by to listen to the good man and that old annoying guy. Do you ever wonder? Do you wanna see who are these men of mystery? Tizz lives in Scotland and runs XRP, a broadcasting legend. I'm sure you'll agree. Craig lives in a studio in the USA, working on music most every day. They come together at this time each week, a wondrous pairing of these 2 great geeks. So stop in the chat box and say hello, and listen in wonder to the Craig